It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.
All right, people, we are live, and it is the morning show. Okay, I had to come over here to StreamYard. I had to live on OBS. I'm like, wait a minute, no, I need to do this on StreamYard. Oh my God, it is early. When I tell you, I love getting up early, but then sometimes I'd be like, damn, wait, it's early. All right, as you guys come in, let me know that you can hear me and see me. You know, we got some topics to get through this morning. How is everybody this morning? Yesterday, not last night, yesterday, like I told you, I had to take the day off, baby. I had pulled a few overnights, and my sleep schedule was all off. Literally all off. Taurus checking in, Taurus gang. I can hear you and see you at work. Wish me, happy Nurses Week. Happy Nurses Week. Okay. I've been up since 5. Same here, same here. I know. Good morning. I know. Starting at 6 a.m. I just happen to be up doing housework. I need to get up and do some damn housework myself after I get off live. I'll be driving to work. Okay, well, listen. What's up, collectively? What's up, y'all? What's up? Listen, by the way, I need to email you. Okay, I answered a bunch of emails yesterday. I went through I think I got rid of 1,500, 2,000 emails yesterday. By the way, make sure you got your tickets to Monetize Your Mouth. Monetize Your Mouth. All right, make sure you got your tickets to the webinar, 5-night webinar, where we will be going through everything you need to get your channel up and running, get your channel back on track, and get out here and get this shmoney. Get this shmoney online, all right? You also see the barcode on my screen. That is for freecash.com, baby. Freecash.com, where you get paid to literally play games. So just literally hit the QR code right there on the screen and set you up a profile, and you can get paid to play games, all right? Sharon M72 say happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Listen, we finna get right on into it. Heather said, I'm debating leaving work early today. I'm tired. Look, I ain't even mad at you. We finna get right on into it. The first thing we need to react to, have y'all heard of ABBA from ABBA and Preach? I'm gonna show y'all their channel. Because, baby, ABBA done got exposed. This was all over the internet yesterday. He didn't got exposed. Now, you know, ABBA be talking, not necessarily talking a lot of shit, but ABBA, you know, ABBA and Preach be, you know, they be going in on people. So, yes, I love them. Okay, so y'all heard of ABBA and Preach. Look, they got 2.26 million subs on YouTube, and baby, they crush it when it comes to YouTube. It is what it is, right? It is what. Yes, and he dropped. Look, we're gonna react to that too. But allegedly, this was an ex-girlfriend of his by the name of Libby, and she uploaded a video for whatever reason to tell us that she was pregnant by him at some point. So, my pregnancy with ABBA. Let's get into it.
I found someone thinks 5 months, they think for 5 months, and involved with each other for about 8. Hi, my name is Libby, and I was a girlfriend of ABBA from ABBA and Preach. We were together for 5 months and involved with each other for about 8 months total, but 5 months of that was a serious, committed relationship. I know when someone thinks 5 months, they think what can really happen in 5 months, but I think most would agree the first 5 months of a relationship can feel very intense and be filled with a lot of love. And that means you can feel the opposite of that intensity if things are not aligning or if things are not compatible.
Okay, so she said they was together for 5 months. All right. She said, hi, my name is Libby. I'm not gonna lie to you. My first impression is this lady crazy as hell. I know who ABBA. Okay, so this is ABBA's ex-girlfriend. And I wanted to talk about this because, you know, your boy has been through this too, to a certain degree. Not with no pregnancy. I ain't never knocked nobody up. But being, you know, dealing with somebody and them thinking that it's more than what it was. When it was never going to be that. Hi, my name is Libby. This lady crazy as fuck. Y'all don't see that blank ass stare in that lady eyes? But see, that's what Abba gets. Because Abba, you supposed to be with somebody from your village. Let me show y'all what Abba look like. Hold up. Since you want to expose the nigga. Let's go around here. Hold up.
World's eye view of scripture.
Now they got a cartoon about the Bible.
Be supportive, because at the end of
all right, you see this fool right here? He's some kind of, I think he's Somalian or something like that. Look at that forehead. Look at this man. This man's supposed to be with a woman from his village. This man is supposed to be, he Ethiopian. Okay, thank you. Not Somalian, yeah, because Somalians, yeah. I love me some Somalian women. Yeah, he Ethiopian still. I thought they normally had a looser textured hair too. Or do some of the Ethiopians got kinky hair too? I thought the Ethiopians had the good hair. I thought they had the Remy hair out the pack. I didn't realize they was using the same comb as us. Now some of them got oh, okay. Do they claim no black or they mean no black poppy? Mean no black poppy? Do they claim to be black? Oh, I'm surprised. I sure thought they had, baby. I thought they had the good, you know, like when you go and you put that perm in your head, but you leave it in just for like half the time, and it don't be straight, it be curly. I thought they had that kind of hair. They claim they do. Okay, well, shout out to the Ethiopians. Now we got to go to Ethiopia. They're black and hair. Oh, I did listen, baby. I thought they had the hair like the Somalians, but I'm looking at this hair and this beard. By the way, you nigga, you need a motherfucking line, nigga, and you need to get that. First off, you need to comb that hair all the way out because it's uneven. You need to go to the barber shop, and you need to let them shake that shit up. They ain't got to do it every time, but it's short on this side, longer at the top, long in the back, short in the back. I know it's short in the back of your head that you sleep on, nigga. Oh wow. So they happy to be nappy too. Yeah, you need to line up. You need that beard lined up. Yeah, you could do better than that. You looking a little homeless, by the way. I mean, listen, I ain't talking about you because you rich. And I guess when you rich, you can look homeless and it's okay. Anyway, with that being said, he's supposed to be with a woman from his village, not this Asian, because this lady look like she Asian, white and Asian. I bet her mother Asian and her father white. Oh yeah, he need that pick real bad. Listen, I'm happy to be nappy too. I'm not talking about nobody. But my point is, my point is, I've never seen that man with a motherfucking lineup. I'm fucking with him now. We doing content. Don't get in your feelings, Greg. He said she Filipina. Filipina and what? That skin giving. This is giving her daddy was a passport bro, and he went over there to the Philippines and knocked up her mother. This is the exotical tax. This is the exotical tax I tell y'all about. Anyway, he's supposed to be with. This is what Abba's supposed to be with. Yeah, Abba. If I can find. Nah, okay. No, not what hell. No, I can't find it. But you get my point. He's supposed to be with. There we go. You're supposed to be with something like that. You're supposed to be with something like that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna deal with a crazy ass woman, you're supposed to be with, look at her. You're supposed to be, look. You're supposed to be with something like that. Y'all gonna learn to leave Wonder Bread alone. No, this ain't pre-recorded. It's live. It's live in the morning. Anyway, let's get back to her pregnancy because she had to come and tell us about it.
I'm going to be talking about a pregnancy in which Abba ultimately walked away from. And I'm going to be talking about the difficulties and the emotionally harmful interactions I've had with Abba. I want to acknowledge something up front, and that is I know exactly who I'm speaking about. I know exactly who Abba is. Abba is articulate. He is persuasive and he is calculated. Abba is the king of receipts. And anyone who really knows Abba would not willingly put themselves in the position I'm putting myself in right now, unless their experience was significant enough to speak on. I'm not here to cause spectacle. This is all informational, and I'll just leave it up for interpretation. I met Abba July of 2025, last year, and it was really fun, and it was really interesting, and it was honestly full of love. 4 months into the relationship, I start to see incompatibilities and inconsistencies that made me question the relationship and started to make me feel doubt. Ironically, as I started to feel those doubts, I found out I was pregnant.
Shout out to Shay.
I was very nervous, but I knew I wanted to keep the child. I told Abba about the pregnancy, and he was actually very supportive. He was very excited. He always talked about how much he wanted children, and he said he was sure about the pregnancy, and he said that he was always very sure about me.
Now, do y'all believe that part? For everybody asking who's Abba, hey, shout out to everybody getting their monetize your mouth. Shay, I saw you just sign up. You got yours. Somebody bought them a masterclass replay. Y'all better get y'all shit. That's what's up. Yeah. You say no. Okay, so here's my thing, right? They was only together for 5 months. She got pregnant relatively quick. Hey, shout out to Shaq. My thing is, where was the condoms? Where was the prevention? Where was, you didn't, lady, you did not even know this man. Why do they lay up and get knocked up so quick? It's like they knock each other up and then be trying to figure it out later. Oh, he said he always wanted children and he was very excited. Did that man always want kids, or did he say he wanted kids with you? Because sometimes you can see a man's destiny, but it ain't his future with you. I've been through that too, where a motherfucker think, oh, well, you gonna have this one day and that one day. That doesn't mean I'm gonna have it with you. So did that man say one day he wanted to be married and one day he wanted to have kids? First off, Abba is old as hell. That man gotta be damn near 40, if not in his 40s. If that man wanted a family and some kids by now, he would already fucking have it. He's a millionaire. And now this gonna sound like I'm talking about myself, but just hear what I said. Anytime you see a motherfucking man and he damn near 40, really anything after 35, and he damn near 40 and he don't have no kids, if that work, that's intentional. That's intentional. Hey, shout out to Inside Hockey Live 323. 6 in the morning. Okay, Live knows you got you. We see you, respect. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you see a man, because we all grown, he 35 plus, and that man ain't married, he got money, or at least a viable career of some sort, right? And no kids. And I'm talking about really like he has no kids, not he hiding kids, not the 2 kids he don't claim, not kids in another state, not kids in another country. Well, yeah, he ain't none. If he's fertile and he ain't got no kid, that's intentional. That's intentional. So sometimes you goofy bitches be thinking that a nigga's future is with you when it's not. It's his future with another bitch. And sometimes y'all go to them motherfucking tarot card readers and the motherfucking psychics, and you be thinking that, oh, well, you know, oh, he's gonna have 2 daughters one day, and oh, he's gonna. That doesn't mean it's with you, bitch. A nigga saying he want a family one day don't mean he want it with you. And so it ain't the nigga fault that you really thought a nigga was your soulmate when he was never your motherfucking soulmate. He was never gonna be your soulmate. He never looked at you like that. You was just something to do. A toy, bitch. A freak.
I, however, did not feel sure about Abba. Like I had mentioned, I started to see some core fundamental differences with our values, our lifestyle, and especially how Abba handled things emotionally and how he handled things communicatively. As time goes on, during the pregnancy, I still start to feel even more anxious and more nervous. And I think I start to confuse my anxiousness with being with Abba or moving forward with Abba with my confusion and anxiousness with the pregnancy and if I wanted to continue the pregnancy or not.
And that's Abba's fault too. Because nigga, you shouldn't have been dipping in this shit raw. He shouldn't have been in this shit raw. Don't nobody like to use no condom. Don't nobody like. I'm convinced. Don't nobody like to use protection. That people they do not, baby. They do not like to use protection. You said, "Where's the belt, baby? The belt right here." I don't know what it is about. I'm not gonna say us as men. I'm gonna say these niggas. I don't know what it is about these niggas that really just be busting off in a woman and then just expect them not to have no feelings. Just Don't even think. I've heard so over the years on the internet. I've heard so many men say just because he busted inside you don't mean he wanted a child. Well, what the fuck else did you think was gonna happen? See, all of this could have been avoided. All of this could have been avoided. Hold up. All of this could have been avoided with these. All of this could have been avoided, Abba. Abba. All you had to do was use one of these, and she wouldn't have had to send the child to the children's chop shop. Do we got to start back showing people how to use condoms? Do I have something I can even put this over? Do we got to start doing that? Have we all forgotten? You said that's your face. Look. Don't they feel good? They feel like it ain't even nothing there. He might be allergic to latex. These are non-latex. Latex is safe sex. So you won't be thinking you latex. Damn. Come on now. We all got. I'm like, I don't even think I got no banana here. Do I got an old cucumber? Yes, those are non-latex. Yes. Latex ain't no excuse. It don't take long. Oh, we don't want to look. Yeah, you're right. I'll leave that alone. But you get my point. That's it. What brand is that? That's Skin. That's Skin. SKYN.
And terminating the pregnancy was never in the question. It was something I never wanted to do. But as time kept going in the relationship, I still felt like it was pretty rocky. And I talked to Abba and I said, maybe an abortion is something we should do, even if that isn't what I wanted at all. And Abba was not happy with it. Abba was quite disappointed, and he tried to support the decision as much as he could, but you can tell that he was struggling with it a little bit. We make our first appointment for the abortion, and Abba visits me to be there for me, and we don't go through with it that day. And when he leaves, I make another appointment, and I cancel that one. And I think in total, I canceled 3 abortion appointments. And I think, maybe I should give it more time and see if my feelings change. And so I set an appointment for after the trip I had planned to Montreal to visit Abba. I visit Abba in Montreal, and we get into our biggest fight. And this was a real turning point for me. And
she keep looking to the left because she got a script written down. Or she got her notes. For everybody that keep asking, who is this? This is the ex-girlfriend of Abba, the YouTuber from Abba and Preach. A huge channel. Okay. Hold on, we're going to start over with the audio.
I know it's hard to imagine Abba upset, but he does get there. And not only does he get there, he goes past the point of the threshold of where anger should stop. Abba resorts to name calling and degrading language and resorts to ridicule and mocking, and it does teeter on the emotionally and verbal abusive side, and I hate to put a label on it like that, but that is truly what it felt like. And don't take my word for it. I will be posting examples in this video or the next video.
Look, because remember, this is part one. This is part one. So, baby, she finna drag this out. By the way, shout out to Monetize Your Mouth. Monetize Your Mouth. Keisha just got her ticket. Make sure you get your ticket to the 5-night workshop where we will be going through everything you need to get your channel up and running, get your channel back on track, so you can get out here and get multiple streams of income. I know y'all done seen the HV, the Hannah Montana virus. I know y'all done seen that. What y'all gonna do if they shut us down? Y'all gonna have to be online getting that money. What y'all gonna do if they don't let y'all go back to work? What y'all do? Listen, y'all remember last time? Get yourself together now. And Miss Libby, you need you a ticket to Monetize Your Mouth. Because, baby, I'm going to have to teach you how to pivot. Because even though you done went viral, we going to get, this is going to get older. We're going to get tired of you. We're going to move on. Okay? In addition to that, people, if you need spiritual help, spiritual guidance, if you got something attached to you, if you got a Libby that's running after you and you need to get her up off of you, DM me or email me because I know somebody that can help. All right? DM me on Instagram or email me. MonroeStorm59@gmail.com. Right. Moving right along. Damn, it's gonna make me. This is annoying now. Anytime I switch the browser, it take out the audio.
It's the relationship that needed to be looked at. And so I cancel that last appointment and I call Abba and I tell him, I'm so sorry for the back and forth, but it was never in my values to terminate the pregnancy. I think I'm anxious about us. And I think it's better if we co-parent. And I was thinking about the kind of environment I would like to raise my child in and everything like that. So Abba's really upset. And we hang up and he tells me to get the abortion. And he tells me, I don't have anything to say, just get the abortion and I'll wait for the abortion updates. And I said, I will consider keeping you, I will keep you updated. I will consider what you said over the phone about having the abortion. My values were to ultimately not get it. And he said, just so we're clear, if you change your mind for the 10th time, I will not be involved. And then I kind of snapped back a little bit and I'm like, then don't be. And then
Okay. Ooh, she kind of snapped back and said, and don't be. Ooh, she was so snappy. The girls be getting me when they be thinking, and I checked him and I said, girl, you ain't check shit. You ain't check shit. Libby, if you didn't go by his house and you done throw a brick in the back at his back window of his car, if you didn't go set his front yard on fire, you ain't check shit. But that's cute though. That's cute. All right. So ain't it somehow somebody would say, oh, my personal values, I don't. First off, stop saying you don't believe in, the abortion. Okay. Abortion is real. You just don't agree with it. People be getting me talking about, oh, I don't believe in that. Just because you don't believe in it, don't make it real. No, it's real. You just don't agree with it. Number one. Okay. Number two. Does she hold any responsibility for going back and forth constantly? Because she said she scheduled it, she went back. She scheduled it, she canceled it. She scheduled it, she canceled it. So does she hold any responsibility in playing with his feelings too? Because you got to think, they was on, the relationship only lasted 5 months. This is still relatively new. And so he's trying to wrap his head around the pregnancy too. Like, okay, cool. Okay, she's not gonna keep it. She is, she not. Does she not hold any responsibility as well. But then I understand, I don't understand because I'm not a woman, but I can also empathize with like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm sure if I want to get rid of this child, because once you do it, you can't take it back.
He blocks me, and he blocks me for an entire day.
Yeah, me blocked.
And
Sound like Storm.
I'm so sorry for the construction in the background. I have to make sure to speak loud. Sorry about that. I said, hey, I need to talk to you about the baby. I'm still blocked. And I tell my cousin to message him to unblock me. And he says, hey, I unblocked you for a second to say, stop contacting me. Regardless of what you choose, I will never decide to keep in contact with you. You're not my responsibility. Now don't reach out to me again. And then if you guys are reading this, I'll mention what's going on here in a minute. But I said, why did you block me after you wanted updates? He says, because I don't want updates. Sorry I wasn't clear, so I'll be clear. I don't want to ever hear from you again. He says, keep it or don't. I don't need updates. If you do this solo, good luck. If you don't, keep it. Great. And then he blocks me again. And I am so exhausted at this point on how Abba handles conflict and how he resorts to shutting down and avoidance and stonewalling. And especially at a time that is very critical and sensitive, I just want to show you this. So this kind of will show you an example of Abba's volatility a little bit. I think within the span of
Monetize Your Mouth starts May 27th. It goes May 27th through May 31st. But the replays will be available. Okay, you get your $33 ticket. It covers you for all 5 nights. Did you hear I said all 5 nights? In the replays for all 5 nights. Get your tickets today. Yeah, not the slideshow of the text messages. Not the slideshow of the text messages.
Of 4 months of our relationship, I think I was blocked like 100 times. And I typed in the word block in my search history for my messages. And the first time he blocked me was in August 7th, the beginning of August. And I think we met in the middle of July. And this was just 3 weeks after we met. And so then he blocks me again at the end of August. And then a few times in September, and then October and November and December. And anytime that you see the word blocked on my end, I'm just telling him like, hey, can you unblock me? You still have me blocked from Instagram or something. And that doesn't stop there. I now type in the word blocking, which is different from blocked, but I still have a bunch of where he's like, I'm blocking you here. And I put blocking here because I didn't block him here. I was telling him like, hey, you keep blocking. And
so shout out to Soldier's Attic. I appreciate the super chat. Aloha Storm. How ironic that this occurred with Fresh last year. Yes. Yet in the end, hey, Yolanda just registered for Monetize Your Mouth. Yet in the end, the outcome was the same, along with both opting to use social media afterwards. I guess this was a foiled money grab. Listen, they all the same. They all do the same shit. Because guess what? What else can she do? Don't nobody else know who she is. Don't nobody else care. I'm not trying to talk down on the lady, but we just being honest. Like, she can't get nothing else from him. She ended up getting rid of the baby. I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but she ended up getting rid of the baby. So, yeah, she like, okay, well, I'm going to come to the internet. I'm going to embarrass him.
yeah, so now I'm blocked and I'm upset. I am 9 weeks pregnant. I'm feeling emotional. I'm hormonal, all these changes. And I don't want to blame it on that specifically because I knew that I was also...
Are you really hormonal at 9 weeks pregnant? No shade. But are you Are you very hormonal at 9 weeks? I know a lot of women find out they're pregnant like around what, that 6 week mark. Are you very hormonal? I could see you being morning sick, but are you very? You are very, yes. Oh, okay, okay. Wow. All right. I think it starts instantly. Yes, sure. You have enough progesterone to start building a set. Oh, see, this is why you ain't supposed to be doing this with somebody that's not your motherfucking wife. This is why you don't do that. That's why you don't do that.
Exhausted from the dynamic of Ab and I. And so this is a blemish on my part in all of this. But I pretend to send a screenshot of Abba's message saying that he doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. I pretend to send it to Myron Gaines. And I never do it, and I never did do it, but that was just to I was fighting back a little bit. But again, I never did it. And I also messaged the Ab and Preach page. And I tell him this. I'm not going to read it, but I'll leave it up here so you guys can view and pause if you'd like. And he just...
Okay, so after she couldn't reach ABBA anymore, she then went and DM'd their Instagram page. So she put Preach in it. She said, "Hi, I'm pregnant, and despite is being despite is being in a relationship or not, you said you don't care if I keep the baby or not, and that you won't be a part of it. You told me you never walk out on the child if I got pregnant, and you lied. I would keep the baby and raise them myself. But because I expressed I felt anxious 5 months into the relationship, and I told you my truth because I do care about your life, me loving you and me also feeling unsettled can both exist. You say this isn't horrible behavior towards me? Question mark. You're saying this behavior is better than blackmail? I didn't even said I was going to do? Question mark. I mean, baby, she was frantic. I never said I was going to do those things, and you tell me you would stop your friends from doing that because you're not me? Question mark. But you would leave me alone to parent your child alone, saying that's not horrible? Question mark. If I wanted my friends to expose your horrible text messages to me, wouldn't you think I already would have done that? My friend even said in the message you sent me, Libby would never do it. He didn't read. I'm like, girl, he didn't read none of this shit. I felt the need to end the relationship. Are we sure this was even a relationship? Now I'm sitting here thinking, are we sure that this was even a relationship? This sound like, baby, you was a booty call. And you got attached. This seems very one-sided. And hey, I know what it's like too. But at least, I'm gonna just say, this ain't about nobody in particular, but I'm gonna just say I've always practiced protection, so I would not have these issues. Hey, shout out to Myra, just got a ticket for Monetize Your Mouth, Monetize Your Mouth. You then told me you don't care. Okay, wait. I felt the need to end the relationship because we were fighting all the time and it wasn't okay. I ended it respectfully, and you knew that. You then told me you don't care if I keep the baby or not. You're not going to be a part of it, and then you block me, and then I try to reach you because there wasn't a decision on the baby, and then I show my friends your horrible messages, and they stick up for me? Question mark. Even you know what you sent me was evil. Period. That's why you're afraid of it getting leaked, which I said I wouldn't do. Well, you leaking it now, but even that's telling. And then they messaged back and said, "Hey, blackmailer, stop reaching out." Baby, they had a situationship.
Responds, "Hey, blackmailer, stop reaching out." And he gets Abba gets very upset because now Preach sees these messages, and now Preach knows that his girlfriend is pregnant. Now Preach knows Abba's girlfriend is pregnant. And Abba calls me at some point, and this is just another example of how Abba does talk to me when he does get upset. So I don't answer because I'm trying to get something to eat. I'm hungry and I'm like sick. I'm in my first trimester and I don't answer. And he says, I don't care, bye, blocked. I'm trying to eat. Hey, I was really trying to get something to eat. I haven't eaten. He says, parasite, I don't care. Eat, shit, sleep. I want my peace back. I want you gone. So hurry up. You made 9 accounts harassing me and blackmailing. So he's talking about my cousin.
Wow. He said, I don't care, bye, blocked. She said, I'm trying to eat. Hey, I was really trying to get something to eat. I haven't eaten. Did she need some money for food? Did she need some money for food? Is that why she kept? Okay. He said, parasite, I don't care. Oh, does that sound like me and Leech? Oh, Lord have mercy. He called her a parasite. She should be embarrassed, babe. I would have never showed y'all these texts. The way I would have just went about my business, it kept it pushing. Eat shit, sleep. I want my peace back. I want you going. Yeah, you got on that nigga nerves. So hurry up. You made 9 and blah. He said, hurry up, bitch. Do what you gonna do. Now look at her. Look at the screen of her Mac. Look. You see all these texts she got, baby. She got this all lined up. Abba needs to cleanse, baby. Abba needs to hit up my spiritual worker. You see my glow. You see how I'm shining. DM me or email me, Abba. I know somebody to get you right. Because if you think this lady ain't finna start doing some work on you, ain't already been doing work on you, nigga, you crazy. I know you from the motherland, so you know you got people. But if y'all start seeing Abba look weird, act weird, if y'all start seeing shit go on, y'all already know what it is. If y'all, I'm telling you. But she should be showed. Look. One of them says, friends, something, prepping text. Something, block screen, block, proof of pregnancy, pre-recorded phone call, recorded phone call, Abba unblocks, movie, keep it or don't, block. Oh Lord, did she send something to Myron?
Reaching out and sending him messages, and I finally he calls again, and we finally get on a phone call. This is the most brutal phone call, and it does reflect everything that I had mentioned before, that it was verbal and emotionally abusive and contain a lot of dehumanizing language and degrading language. And I actually have the phone call right here, but I cannot play it because Abba can file legal action against me. And in this phone call, he also says, I will never meet the baby. I will never.
I'm sorry. That his profile picture is wild to me. Black Swan said, you know how sick of you a man gotta be to block you? Thank you. They never block a woman. Listen, some of these women be putting us through it. Y'all don't even understand. Because some women be like, I've talked to women and they're like, I don't bother a nigga like that. Like, if a nigga want to be left alone, I leave that nigga alone. So, some of these women, they don't leave us alone. and they will call and call and call and call and call and text and text and text and text and then start sending. Then when you're not answering the phone, then they start sending messages from IG to IG. Here. Like, some of these women be insane. And then y'all know me. This ain't about me, but I'm just saying in particular, especially when you tell a person what it is, and then they just say, damn that. I just feel like you my soulmate. Why are so many crazy people out here? Why do people want people that don't want them? Hey, shout out to Belinda. Just registered for Monetize Your Mouth.
Never look at the baby in the face. I will never know its name. And if I do, I will make sure to tell them that their mother was disgusting and horrible. And he says that he will make sure he's never a part of the baby's life. And I know you can't picture Abba saying this, but he does say it. And after that, I never hear from Abba again. 3 days go by, and I am desperate to talk to him. And I contact Preach through Instagram, and Preach doesn't want anything to do with it, which is understandable. And I just kind of leave it alone after that.
She got him with a good attorney, legal representation. She literally can get a bag. Ooh, for the emotional abuse alone. If she was smart, she start to reach out to all of his sponsors. Ooh. Oh. She got all of the information, all of the calls between her and him, all of the text messages. I would send them to every sponsor he had. If she going to go there, go balls to the wall. You know what you write. If she gonna do it, ain't no use of you making these videos to tell us. Cindy Poole said it's the man part that makes us crazy. I'm like, you know, first thing they say, oh, Abba must have hit the bottom of. I mean, probably, but you just like, lady, the man don't want you no more. I don't believe he ever wanted you. Listen, she gonna do it because she want to make him suffer. See, you gotta understand, when it comes to something like this, she already got rid of the baby. So she can't hold that over his head. She can't make him do nothing. She has to see him suffer in some kind of way. That's what this is about. She feel like she got done wrong and he's not going to get away with it. She finna start doing some interviews too. Oh, it's not over. This is part 1. Oh, it ain't over. It ain't over.
Week 1 goes by and I don't hear anything from Abba. Week 2 goes by. I don't hear anything from Abba. And then now we're at week 3. And I know that 3 weeks doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're trying to figure out a situation as critical as this one, and you're so desperate to talk to the father of the baby, 3 weeks felt like a very long time. And week 4 comes up, and I now have to make a decision. And I have to make a decision based off what the reality is. The reality is that Abba completely left me for dead. And
What?
Abba walked out on the pregnancy, and he is now absent.
I'm sorry. Did she say Abba left her for dead? Why did they give me Mama D? You left my child for dead. You left my child for dead. Erica was telling Mama D, like, no, I know he had asthma, but I had to go to work. Nah, you left my child for dead. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I know I'm so wrong for that.
Room. He put the emergency room doctor out. He put friends that were in the room out just to pull me to the side and say, Mama, you know what? She abandoned me. That's what he did.
It's not fair that he accused me of abandonment because when I lost our first child, you up and left. You took a flight and got the hell on. And who you leave me with? Your homeboy. I left you with somebody you knew that you were comfortable with, and then I made sure that you got to where you needed to go. You're asthmatic. You have asthma attacks.
By the way, side note, Erica is beautiful. Like, I don't know if y'all seen her family. Erica's whole family is beautiful. Side note.
You don't get it when you love somebody, boo. You don't leave them. You shouldn't have left his side. Matter of fact, they shouldn't have took him to the emergency room. You should have took him.
It's not like he was just left at the house by himself.
Remember, we had a talk a while back about how so unemotionally disattached that you are.
Wait a minute.
That's why he left the house. That's my son, boo.
I know, but calm down.
That's my son.
Relax.
What you mean?
Relax.
No, I'm not gonna relax.
Yes,
I can't
you
relax
are.
when
You
I'm
are.
around my
Talk to me.
son.
You can't give no advice. It's like 2-3 failed marriages, several
Oh, yeah,
failed
I do.
relationships.
Yep.
This is what your son sees. So in my eyes, he knows no different. You can talk to me about it, but you don't check me. I'm not your child.
I'm gonna check
I'm not
that.
your child.
Trust
I already
me. No,
told you
you are
that.
not my
That's what
child.
you say.
But you say you
don't
are my
check
child.
me. I do, but
Baby,
you don't check me, baby.
baby,
And then you come in with all this, and
left him
this,
for
if
dead.
you really
left
felt
him
like
for
that,
dead.
then
You
should've
left
said
him
so
for
long.
dead.
Should've
You
said
left
so
my
long.
child for dead.
Side note, this might be why. Damn, they up doing that construction early, even though it's raining. Okay. I did not know they still did construction even when it rained. They building a True by Hilton right there, baby. Them men I work. Is this why some women say they don't date a nigga unless his mama dead? Cause she was dead and serious. Oh my gosh! Shout out to Love and Hip Hop.
From this entire thing. And he doesn't want anything to do with the baby, and he doesn't want anything to do with me. And I make the hardest decision I ever had to make. And it was a very painful decision, but I ended up having the abortion. And I grieved very hard. And I was also grieving the relationship with Abba. I knew that I found all of these incompatibilities, but I did still love him a lot. And I was feeling very lost and truly some of my darkest days. And I think Abba will never get a hold of me again, and he really doesn't care to reach out, but he does. So a week after the abortion, I hear from him on Instagram, and this is what he says.
She using shout out to Soldiers Addict. She using social media to sway public opinion. This screams an attempt for emotional distress civil suit. It might, and content for you. She's mad her plan didn't work, so now the circus begins. How long? Listen, this is only part one. It's a few more minutes, but this is part one. Part one, like, but to me, this lady look crazy as hell to me.
He says, for me to plan things, I need clarity on a few things, whether you intend to continue
No,
the pregnancy
5
and
months.
what level of involvement you foresee from me. I should be clear that I still have no plans to co-parent. I'm not messaging to discuss the relationship or here to argue, just the above. And he is messaging me a lot, and it's because I'm not responding to him. And one thing I realized about Abba is Abba thinks a certain way. Abba also likes things done a certain way. And if things are not followed through in the way that he wants, you will see a reaction from him. And, this is one of those times, like, I'm not responding, and he is insulting me, saying I'm doing all these things, and I'm not, doing those things. And I'm like, I'm not going to engage with this type of communication, but he does lash out. And I thought about the pregnancy, and I thought, Abba never cared about the child. He only cared about, this dream that he had. But that's not really how it works. We both have this responsibility. And I didn't do it the way he pictured it. And I can understand that also. But, this is so far removed from what he would support on his channel and promote on his channel. And so I said, I left you alone since I reached out to Preach a month ago. And he's saying, like, no, you're like still calling me, and I'm still trying to reach him. I said, no, I never called you. I said, I've left you alone since like my last contact with Preach. I said, you didn't want anything to do with the baby. I said, okay. I said, I'm not going to engage in this kind of communication, Abbas, because he keeps messaging me. And he sends this little okay liar thing. Remember, I said that Abba can act in a way of like mocking and ridicule and a little sometimes immature. But yeah, I said, and that's what you wanted. You didn't want anything to do with the baby. And to this day, Abba feels extremely justified with leaving the pregnancy. This is one of our last messages. This was about a month ago, and there was a little tension in this conversation, and we were going back and forth a bit. And I said, you still haven't apologized for abandoning me and our baby. I only apologize. And he said, because it's your fault. You cut me out of the relationship and the fatherhood. I'm saying, I have to go now, okay? And he said, I have always believed that it was your fault. I said, it was a responsibility that was both of ours. And I said, I needed more security from you. And he said that you didn't want the baby. And he's talking about when I was going back and forth from before the Montreal trip. And when I realized, this relationship is probably not sustainable. And this is something I am still healing from, and something I think about often, and I'm still grieving. And I do feel like it was wrong. And I did feel like it was wrong at the time, but after some time passes, I really think that this wasn't the way it should have gone. And
no, it's happened with several of these podcasters. They've gotten these girls pregnant and basically be telling them like, hey, go handle that shit. I don't want no kids with you. It was either Myron or it was Walter. They did the same thing with an Asian woman too, actually. Yeah. Oh yeah. These are still niggas at the end of the day. Like, we can, people watch them on YouTube and they feel like, oh my God, that's such and such. That's such and such. They stay getting exposed by these white women. But then she tell him a few months, text back, get rid of it and keep it. He wasn't going to be involved. Why was she still calling him for a decision? Because she wanted his attention. He told her what it was, but she didn't want to accept that because she was going through her own emotions with it, But and then I think once she realized, like, oh, he really didn't care about me. Like, man, y'all was only together 5 months. Yeah, they're regular people. Yeah.
I'll be posting more examples of my interaction with Abba and the dynamic and this repetitive cycle I experienced with him. So yeah, thanks.
Damn, it's raining like that. Okay, hold up. Damn. Hold up, let me close this. Dang. Okay. All right. Close that window just a little bit. My God, I'm glad I'm going live. Just in case we lose power later, you never know. All right, so So that was Libby's experience with ABBA. Okay. How do y'all feel about that so far? I don't trust anyone who comes to the internet with their personal business. Something ain't right. I believe both of them are telling the truth from two different perspectives. And that's another thing too. We all experience things differently. That is so true. Somewhat torn. I also feel for a situationship, but my inner circle knew the deal. I didn't feel the need to tell the world not to embed that part. To me, something about a woman telling the world that a man didn't want her is just like, you feel like embarrassed for her. Exotical tax, period. Nothing because I don't know these people. Myra seemed people believe these online personas. Dudes show who they are during pregnancies. Start testing dudes with scares if you really want to. It's a good point. Libby, take us out the group. That part. Even women saying, like, you know what, lady, we sick of this shit. Like, we get it, but the man did tell you after a while. The man did tell you to leave you alone. I just feel like too. I think it was less about the baby and more about he just didn't want to deal with her. Because even just listening to her, she would get on my fucking nerves. I think she just got on this man's nerves. I don't even think that man was even tripping off the baby like that. I think he just got sick of this lady. But that's his fault. He had no business sleeping with her, especially raw. But I feel like he just got sick of this lady. Okay, so let's go over to, I couldn't get past it. See, me either. Let's go over to ABBA's response. All right. This is such a man showing a man's podcast. Like, and these 70s printed clothes is getting me.
Because the relationship is.
If you only view.
Okay.
The thing you want is to be paying for those.
So fucking took so much out of me. Priest running away. We're streaming tomorrow, so we'll see you guys then. But I figured I would just get here right now to talk about it because it's worthwhile. Now, some of you who've been following us all year know that around the end of the last year, going into this year, I was pretty stressed out. I was dealing with a lot. Your boy was showing up with some soju, not because I wanted to be an alcoholic. I was just drinking one, but it was still a pretty stressful period. And the reason why it was stressful wasn't because I pulled a Fresh or a Walter. The reason why it was stressful is because I was involved in a relationship where the other individual, how would I put this? You know, guys, today you guys are going to see me be a bit vulnerable and be real about aspects of my life that I never want to share with the public, mostly because, I don't know, it involves people I know in real life, and that's always a weird thing. But unfortunately, she forced my hand, and so I figured I'd come up here, guys, and be real honest. I don't hate her. This is somebody I love very, very much, and I loved. And, we went through something that was very, very difficult. And it's hard for me to hate this person because for me, if I love somebody, it doesn't just go away. And so even making this for me right now feels weird. But you were just dancing 5 minutes ago. Yes, because the relationship itself fucking took so much out of me. I can sit here in front of you guys today and feel very comfortable because I gave everything to a relationship, every ounce of me, more patience than I even fucking knew I had, and wore myself out doing everything in my body to make things work. And it just didn't work out. And, breakups are always tough because
Okay, I don't know why it froze right there. But it said, Soldier's Addict said, having text messages in the chat doesn't validate she was pregnant. Better yet, paternity or monogamy. That's true, too. Hey, just because she was pregnant don't mean she was pregnant by him. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. He don't care about her. He's saying that so women don't dislike him. Yeah, I agree with that too. I loved her very much. You didn't give a fuck about that lady. Amanda just monetized her mouth. All right, she got a ticket for monetize your mouth. All right, y'all better get y'all tickets. Okay, why did it freeze? Or is that my internet? Hold up. Let me stop sharing. Hold up, y'all. Take that down. Take that down. Okay. I'm going to just... oh, damn. There we go. Let's refresh that.
Everything in my body to make things work. And it just didn't work out. And, you know, breakups are always tough because you leave thinking like, what if, and this and that. But when you give everything, when you know, like you tried and you tried and you tried and it just didn't work out, it's a lot easier for me to walk away and to look back on it and speak about it because, you know, there's nothing really much else for me to do. So now she comes out with this video. Didn't know what's happening, so it was a little blindside. I woke up at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and you guys are getting this all raw, live, unfiltered, the same way she got it raw, and that's why we're here, okay?
Okay, somebody said, what's his zodiac? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Okay, before I pull up his zodiac, what do y'all think he did? Oh my God, this gonna kind of freak me out. What do y'all think his zodiac is before I put it up here? Gemini, Scorpio, Gemini. They think Gemini, Scorpio. Mm-mm. Yeah, he's a Taurus. He's a Taurus. He's a Taurus. His birthday is April 30th. His birthday is April 30th. He is a Taurus. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. Not get your trial. I ain't got no story. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, Preach's birthday is February 18th. His name is Eric Etienne. I've heard that name, Etienne. Who do I know named Etienne? I've heard that name before. Okay, so Preach is 44. ABBA is 36.
So why don't I just plug in the video a little bit so y'all can see who we're talking about. This is my ex, Libertine Kalina. All right, she's a Filipina. My first, my last. I like you Filipinos. You guys are awesome. You know what I mean? Her family seems really cool, so I'm always say positive things about the people them. But let's take a look.
My name is Libby.
God damn, what a dramatic ass intro. But that's who she is, okay? Now I'm not going to spend an hour going over this whole video because I don't think it's really worthwhile. I think the main concern is ABBA, you know what I mean? She got some baby mama drama. Is that what people want to know? The allegation essentially is that ABBA's like fresh. She got a girl pregnant and he just manipulated or bullied her or whatever. Or he abandoned. And that can be further from the truth. Could be further from the truth. So we'll get into all of those details, okay? Someone said, oh, ABBA, you're sweating right now. To be honest with you, I really don't. I don't live my private life in a way that I would be afraid if it came to light. I know someone might think that, but I'm not I'm not looking back on all my decisions in this dynamic and going, oh my God, if I don't give a fuck. You know?
I don't either. I don't live my private life like that either. Like, whatever I text, whatever I send, it's like, whatever. But I ain't got this kind of drama, thank God.
I just don't want y'all because it's annoying. You know what I mean? Having people in my personal life who talk about, it's annoying. But beyond that, like, I'm not stressing, to be honest with you. So for all the people being like, oh my.
Did it freeze again? Why is it free? Is that YouTube doing that? Oh no. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna take a slight, not a break, but I gotta grab some. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Well, sure. You said somebody said he dramatic. Yep. Nah, baby, not my line suspended, baby. That internet bill is paid. You hear me? But it is storming out here. And sometimes when it be storming, the internet act weird. Don't annoy me this morning. Don't piss me the fuck off. We're gonna let that refresh.
Someone might think that, but I'm not looking back on all my decisions in this dynamic and going, oh my God, if I don't give a fuck. You know, I just don't want y'all because it's annoying. You know what I mean? Having people in my personal life who talk about, it's annoying. But beyond that, like, I'm not stressing, to be honest with you. So for all the people being like, oh my God, like, not really bothered. So, me and her dated for some time, and we talked at length about what we would do if she got pregnant. And both of us landed on we would keep the child. And the reason why we would want to keep a child is because for her, she presented herself as a Christian, someone of faith. For me, I'm pro.
She was a Christian. Why they never a Christian when they... All right, man. And by the way, no, I don't have DirecTV. I have Spectrum. That's it was either that or AT&T in the area I'm in, and I got PTSD from AT&T internet. If y'all remember, if y'all old school Storm Chaser, y'all remember them AT&T days.
No choice, you guys know that, but at the same time I told myself, like, you know, if it's my child and it feels right and we're in a union, then I'm more than willing, even if it's unexpected, to assume my responsibilities and do what I gotta do. The three things that she presented to me that surprised me in all this was that, one, she said she would never quit. She's not a quitter, you know what I mean? So that to me was reassuring, because I want to work through problems, want to work through issues, fights, everything. And you know, I value that in a partner. The second thing she told me was that, yeah, you know, she wouldn't get an abortion. For her, keeping children really important. So I'm like, cool, you know, it's not my faith or anything like that, but I get that and I respect that. And the third thing is that she's not a cheater, and she doesn't believe in courting the attention of other men. Okay. And this third one turns out is the reason why we're here today. Okay. She presented herself as somebody who, you know, if I'm seeing somebody or whatever, I wouldn't even let another man come up to me and talk to me. She, you know, I think it's disrespectful. She presented herself like this woman with such strong boundaries and not, you know.
Oh, okay. So we're going to get into it. Maybe she was messing around on them. I don't fully believe either one of them, though. Cindy said, is Verizon internet good? Hold up. Side note, forget them people. Is Verizon internet good? I've literally never used it. I've never even had I never even had the Verizon phone service. Although back in the day they had really good phone service back in the day. Oh, Verizon, y'all love Verizon? Hey, hit me on to some. Verizon is great, really. For home internet, really. Oh, I have their home. I did not know that. Look into data centers by your home because that could affect your connection as well. Oh. Inside Hockey Life said he's a narcissist. Yeah, aren't most of them though? Aren't most of them though? I like Xfinity or Verizon. I feel like I've had Xfinity before.
Entertaining other men, it almost was a lot. You know, for me, like if I'm seeing somebody, if they're exclusive with me, that's all I don't need you to know you said goodbye to someone because they said hi to you at the gym or you ran away. But she felt the need to explain to me it's a big deal to her. So I said, fantastic. Now, let's get to the first thing. We had these conversations about keeping children or not. And I should give you guys a little bit of background. Now you're going to get medical information, okay? Up until about 2.5 years ago. So 2.5 years ago, I went to the doctor, and essentially, I won't get to the long gist of the conversation because it's none of your fucking business. But the doctor kind of told me, like, hey, listen, your sperm count's mad low. I don't think you have kids. So
oh, no.
I didn't get a vasectomy. That's like kind of good news, but I wanted kids. Maybe I.
Oh, no. Not this nigga lying. Wait a minute. Yes, I've had Xfinity before. I didn't have any problems with Xfinity. Yeah. Okay, back to this. He said he went to the doctor and they said he got a low sperm count. Abba, no, sir. No, sir. And I didn't want to call him a gaslighter, Hockey Life. And then he just said this, and now I have to say, yes, you are a motherfucking gaslighter, bitch. You a motherfucking lie. I know he didn't pull. If that ain't straight from Maury Povich, all these niggas say, oh, I thought I could have I got kicked in the nuts in the 4th grade, and I thought I could have no kids. So that means you go nut inside everything that you can, right? Look at the face he making. He is full of shit. He is full of shit. Look at the face he's making. First off, low sperm count means what, people? There's still a sperm count. They didn't say no sperm count. They did not deem you infertile. They said low sperm count, which means still some there. I got a low level of water in this water bottle. There is still some water in the water bottle. He too old to be acting like this. He is 30. This nigga is 36 years old. With the ill-shaped afro, no lining. Looking like somebody's shit. That shirt looked like a fucking shag rug. He's a multi-millionaire. And the best excuse you can come up with is that you went to the doctor. He said you got a low sperm count. So you took that to mean I ain't got to use condoms no more. Ladies, I want to apologize. on behalf of all these dumbass niggas. Because I wanted to take his side, but that right there, yeah, whatever that lady do to you, nigga, you deserve it. Whatever hell that this lady finna put you through, you deserve it. Because there is no way that you sat up here on Beyonce's internet and said you had a low. You said this. You prepared for your show. Like you thought about this. Mind you, he didn't even have to respond. And the best you could say, yeah, nigga, if I was her, I'd have bust you in your shit. Cause we not finna play games. We not finna play games. They play all day.
I didn't know, but part of me was like, maybe I won't. So I meet this girl. We hit it off. Relationship's going great. You know what's crazy? You guys have never, ever seen any person I've been in a relationship or dated. And yeah. So this is my ex, okay? Libertine Kalina, all right? And this is the profile that I saw about her, okay? So here she is, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? She likes archery. She's a family person. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. So this is what I know about her, okay? She cute. Yeah. I might have some beef with her now, but I'm never going to say she was ugly. She wasn't a Chinese escort for everyone to ask. So anyways, I thought I was shooting blanks, and we was getting it on, and it turns out I wasn't shooting blanks.
Yeah, maybe this is why women just need to stop having sex with men. Now, listen, I joke about me, preferring women that are older because I'm like, well, she ain't finna get pregnant. But there's still a small chance. You know what I'm saying? I could still end up knocking up one of these 50-year-old women. Who knows? And guess what? If that happens, so what? But I'm not going to act like, oh, my God, I'm surprised. She got, she's a woman. I thought I was shooting blanks. That's not what that doctor told you. That doctor told you had a low sperm count, which just means under a certain level of what's normal, you're below that. He did not say you was infertile. So why would you think you were shooting blanks? That doctor didn't tell you that, nigga. You heard what you wanted to hear. Did the internet go freezing again? Oh, wait, there we go. All right, we won't get at a minute. This man is a narcissist, and it's a scheme and a scam that a dummy came up with because Todd's smart. He ran off with the money. This man finna lose a lot. And if she's smart, she was listen. I thought he just said, the doctor said low sperm count. Oh, she finna send this to his advertisers. Oh, yeah. She's not done with him. It's not about him not losing anything, but I'm telling you, it's a lot of money behind, people's sponsors. And if she tries to sue him for emotional distress, this is what people don't understand. Just him fighting this shit in court alone will cost him a lot of money, time, and distress.
Big surprise to the both of us. You guys, I don't know why, man. Everyone was messaging me like, "Abba, you stressed?" I'm like, I'm really not. Okay. So she gets pregnant, and we had a conversation about it. And initially, she's like, "Okay, we'll do this." And this is the only time that she ever told me she wanted to have a kid. And when she told me that, I said, "Okay." I wasn't expecting this, but if this is where it's turning, then I'm going to assume my responsibilities. But yeah, let's do this. So this happens, might have been November, October, I don't know. But at this point, my life changes a little bit at that point because I'm in my head now focused on dealing with what's in front of me. I have a huge responsibility. So I'm shifting all things in my life to assume that responsibility. I'm shifting my investments. I'm shifting my work stuff. And I have a hard time explaining this to you guys. I've never fathered a child before, but being a dad was something that I told myself if I was going to do, I would do it the right way. And so for me, it was really important that my life was in order. And even though I'm successful on YouTube and whatever it could be, and I'm doing fine financially, I'm doing great, I think there's a lot of things in my personal life that I could have in better order. You know what I mean? I could be in some better shape. I mean, take my health a little bit better so I'm here for a long time. Mindset things, like I was really getting ready for the prospect of this. A week goes by, and all of a sudden, I start getting messages from her on a regular.
Okay. It keep pausing, and maybe it don't want us to play this bullshit. That's what I'm starting to think now. Maybe you just don't want us to play that bullshit. Either that or that's just the internet acting up. Because y'all can hear me fine, right? I'm not pausing. I don't know why his video keep pausing. She didn't get herself pregnant. She didn't get herself pregnant. He got her pregnant. Pay attention to the words he's using. He's gaslighting. He's gaslighting her. Narcissist.
Stuff. And I have a hard time explaining this to you guys. I've never fathered a child before, but being a dad was something that I told myself if I was going to do, I would do it the right way. And so for me, it was really important that my life was in order. And even though I'm successful on YouTube and whatever it could be, and I'm doing fine financially, I'm doing great, I think there's a lot of things in my personal life that I could have in better order. You know what I mean? I could be in some better shape. I mean, take my health a little bit better so I'm here for a long time. Mindset things, like I was really getting ready for the prospect of this. A week goes by, and all of a sudden, I start getting messages from her on a regular basis of her feeling unsure. And the whole time, I'm being incredibly supportive. Don't worry, guys, I'm going to show evidence of this. But for me, it's very tough because from that point on, and for the next 2.5 months, she flip-flopped between I'm not sure and I'm not going to have the child.
Which she did.
Now,
she did.
I could only be supportive because, as you know, this is a man's world. But when it comes to kids, babies got control, women got control. So even if I didn't want to have the kid, if she tell me no, then that's what it is. I told her how I felt. I told her why I wanted to go forward with it. She felt differently, and she would waver. And all I could do is be respectful and be supportive because at the end of the day, like, think about my options from my perspective. She's carrying my kid. If I stress her out, it may result in a miscarriage. If I make her feel alienated, it might push her toward abortion. All I can do right now for the health of the child,
do
for
look
her
like
health as well,
Scooby-Doo. You
is
know
to
what?
be supportive. That's all I can really do. So that's what I did. And I tried. You know what I mean? I tried. And one time she said dead set on having an abortion, even though I was against it. And I flew down to be with her.
Okay, that's pissing me off now. That's pissing me off. All right, maybe we'll stop there for the morning. We got to come back and do a 2 o'clock show anyway. Download the video so you don't have to worry about the freezing. Okay. You can't be dead set against it if you say it's up to. Hold on, let me try to download the video real quick. That ain't what I wanted to do. But you know what? We can call it. We actually we can stop that there. We got to come back and do some more stories this afternoon, and then we can react to the rest of it. Because we do got another show anyway. I think that's a good stopping point. We've been off about an hour and a half. All right, so we didn't heard her version. Okay, we didn't heard the beginning of his so far. What is it? What does everybody think? He do look like Scooby-Doo. Are y'all on her side, his side? What y'all think? What's her sign? Oh, that I don't know. I do not know what her sign is. I do not. Let me see if I could find it. They don't care. They both on bullshit. They need to grow up, but they both lying. Libby. What's that girl name? Libby song. Yeah, I don't know. He's a Taurus. I don't know what she is though.
Right now, for the health of the child and for her health as well, is to be supportive. That's all I can really do. So that's what I did, and I tried. You know what I mean? I tried, and one time she said dead set on having an abortion, even though I was against it, and I flew down to be with her, not to convince her not to have the abortion, but to be there for her through it. Because it doesn't make sense to me to have a partner and they're going to go through something as traumatic as an abortion and I'm not there. Okay, we were committed. So I flew down. And let me see if I can find this in the notes here.
He needs to choose better as a man. Ooh, what do they tell us women? He needs to choose better. Yes, they do. He knew she was crazy when he got the cat.
Sorry, boys and girls. Here it is.
I'm telling you, I'm starting to think that Takita
right, so
not to have sex.
Some of you be like, why do you have this, Abba? I'll tell you guys why I have this later, okay? But you guys are going to hear it. I know how you feel about it, and I understand. So right now what you guys are going to hear, this is a conversation that me and her had months later after most of this happened, okay?
Yeah, continue going on.
And you're going to...
I knew you to know that, like, you're saying, like, you knew what I was I explained, like, the debilitating decision making, like I was doing every day. I was going back and forth every day. I was just trying to figure out what to do. And
stuttering like Sheree.
And I regret the way I handled it. And I feel like the first few weeks, I was like thinking about you first. I feel like I was like in a triangle of like, okay, if I don't have the baby, then things can continue going on with Abba. But if I have the baby, then it's just like,
okay, yeah, we gonna call it a morning on that because that internet don't want to let us be great. All right, but at least y'all can hear me. Why she sound like a Kardashian? Her voice is annoying. Now I do wonder if she does try to sue him, how does that work? Because I'm assuming she's American. I know he's Canadian, so I'm not sure how that worked. They did really know each other. This is the results. She should have kept quiet. She can't tango with a tourist. I don't know. I just feel like if she's not suing him, I don't really see the point in doing none of this. Like, to me, there's no point in embarrassing yourself if you're not gonna get paid for it. Like, that's just the kind of time that I'm on. We don't care, people really don't care. Like, he damn sure don't care. So if you're not gonna get no money, what are you putting yourself out there for? It would be nice if you could finish it, download the video. Yeah, it didn't even want to let me download it. It was acting weird. YouTube was acting weird yesterday though too. Okay, hold up, give me 1 second. We could do that. All right. Hold up. Took my hubby 3 years to convince me to marry him. She got pregnant after knowing him a few months. Listen, didn't waste no time. Stop skeeting people then. That's very true. Look, that made too much sense though. What they used to say back in the day, that's too much like right. Hold up, give me 1 second. Okay, let me put this here. That's too much like right to stop skeeting people or to use protection. Okay. Okay, is it gonna let me download it now? My God. All right, it's downloading. Keep this window open to continue. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Right. Don't embarrass yourself spreading your business if you're not getting paid. That's true. Personally, I wouldn't do it. Where are the before text? Whenever these people get online showing us text, they don't never show us the context. Why when men have a little money, they don't protect themselves? Because at the end of the day, unprotected sex feels good. Unprotected sex feels good at the end of the day. It just, okay, it says download it. Okay. Unprotected sex feels, now watch this shit play and give me no issues. Okay.
Any person I've been in a relationship or dated. And yeah. And I flew down to be with her, not to convince her not to have the abortion, but to be there for her through it. Because it doesn't make sense to me to have a partner and they're going to go through something as traumatic as an abortion and I'm not there. Okay. We were committed. So I flew down. And let me see if I can find this in the notes here. Sorry, boys and girls. There it is. So I'll go down to let's see here. All right. So Some of you be like, why do you have this, Abba? I'll tell you guys why I have this later, okay? But you guys are going to hear it. I know how you feel about it, and I understand. So right now what you guys are going to hear, this is a conversation that me and her had months later after most of this happened, okay?
Continue going on.
And you're going
I knew you to know that, like, you're saying, like, you knew what I was going, like, I explained, like, the debilitating decision making, like, I was doing every day. I was going back and forth every day. I was just trying to figure out what to do, and I regret the way I handled it. And I feel like the first few weeks, I was like thinking about you first. I feel like I was like in a triangle of like, okay, if I don't have the baby, then things can continue going on with Abba. But if I have the baby, then it's just like all this pressure with someone, I
understand that's what you thought in your head, but like, I think the frustrating part for me is I literally flew down to be there for you for the abortion. I don't know how things were going to go afterwards, but like I would have supported you regardless. But when
it didn't seem like that. It didn't. You kept saying like you're never going to be the same.
But that's just true, right? Like you are not going to be the same either, and that's okay. Like I wasn't going to lie to you and tell you I was going to come out the other side one way, but I told you I'd be supportive and I'd be there for you regardless. I didn't go down there to convince you not to do it. I went down there believing you were really going to do it. That's why I went down there. And like you wanted to talk about it. I didn't even want to talk about it when I came down. You were trying to comfort me. And I said, it's okay.
But you were having a hard time. And I'm not going to argue with you. You don't think that I look at you and I don't care about how you.
Did that sound like an argument? I don't know. Maybe I'm too niggified. She said, I'm not going to argue with you. Was that an argument? Listen, when you're a public figure, you better record all your phone calls. The way people lie. And yeah, I don't want to argue with you. Is that arguing? Oh, this is how you know I grew up in dysfunction, baby. Because I'm like, where's the argument?
How you feel. Like you don't think at the time I'm like seeing you and I do love you and I'm like looking at you and I'm like, this guy's devastated. And then a part of me is like, I also don't want to, but I'm like, again, I was like in this triangle where like, okay, if I don't have the baby, things can still move forward because it's like we can still figure out if we're compatible. We can still figure all that out. And yeah, if I don't think if the pregnancy happened, I don't think any of this would have happened, but sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know. I think I always told you the outcome I would have preferred. But I told you I would support you regardless, and I'd be there for you. And I think I try to show up both emotionally and physically by being there in person. I think I went out of my way to try to make that clear to you. And I also didn't lie to you. I didn't tell you I'm going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. I told you, like, it's going to be tough on us. It's going to be tough on you. It's going to be tough on me. I don't know how I'm going to change afterwards. I can only tell you that I'm dreading it. And I think that's a reasonable and, like, mature response to the whole situation. You know, I don't need anyone to coddle me or anything like that. Like, I know these things are going to be difficult. And who knows? Maybe it does break us. Who knows? But I would never force you into parenthood before you're ready. And I always told you that. So what I'm saying there is because she didn't want to have the kid, and I was saying I did, right? I told her, though, like, I'm not going to sit here and convince you to be a parent. I think that's weird. Like, I can't force someone to be a parent. So if I'm having a kid with somebody and I'm the one who wants it and they don't want it, I'm not going to force them into parenthood. So I told her what I felt, and then I stopped. I stopped trying to convince her to keep the kid. She didn't want to keep it. So, you know, I just accepted and tried to be supportive, but I was in this really weird position. So I'll keep going. Always. And I understand you may have not felt that way, but I think you don't know from my perspective. Like, I really tried to convey to you what I wanted whilst letting you know that I would have your back to the best of my abilities, whatever you choose. And I understand you might have felt differently. I'm just saying what I said and what I tried to do in terms of actions. Okay? right? Because you didn't want me there for the abortion. Remember? I had to convince you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to be there for it. And I told you it's my responsibility. It was not to convince you. When I got there at the hotel, I was not trying to talk to you about it. And I know you were trying to say sweet things to me to tell me, like, we'll have more kids in the future, all this stuff. I was like, you don't have to say this stuff. It doesn't make me feel good, and it's okay. Like, I'm going to be there. We just got a big day tomorrow. Let's just get through it. And, like, that's me telling you I don't like what's happening, but I'm here because I care about you. You understand? So I think what's tough for me is, like, so she didn't want me there for the abortion. I flew down anyways. And the night before the abortion, she was talking to me. She's like, we can have more kids in the future. And I'm like, right before you're going to go end this, that's what you want to come for me with? So I'm like, just stop. It's okay. I'm not here to be a sour pout. I'm not pouting. It's okay. Let's just go through with this. I wake up in the morning and she canceled the abortion. So this is like the 9th time already that she's changed her mind between having it or not having it.
I do gotta give that to him though. She went back and forth a lot. And I would have had to tell her to hit me up when you make up your mind. But this is why you don't do that with somebody that is not your wife. That's why. That's why you don't do this with somebody that is not your wife. He was never going to stick around. You know what he was saying in his head? Shit, as soon as she get rid of this baby, I'm off the hook. He didn't have no plans for her. He went down there to make sure she went through with it. That's what it was. We ain't stupid. He went down there to make sure he went down there to make sure she went through with it. And in his head, he like, as soon as this is done, I'm out of here.
And I can't stress this to you guys enough, how fucking debilitating and mentally breaking it is to have to deal with somebody changing their mind. Now, I'm sympathetic because I can imagine it's a stressful situation. You're deciding your future, you're hormonal. You know, I'm being as patient as I can be throughout the whole process. I'm not saying nothing because I don't know what it's like to carry a kid. But to be honest with you, it was tough on me, okay? The same way it was tough on her. I'm not here to villainize her or whatever. All my friends, listen, my friends don't, my friends have nothing nice to say about her, okay? They say she didn't have women were pregnant, it's lying, whatever. I don't say any of that because I know despite what the fuck she's doing now and all this goofy ass shit, she's not a bad person. At least that's not the experience I had with her. Now, maybe I'm stupid, whatever it is, love struck, whatever you want to say, but I'm just not going to sit here and pretend like she's the demon or whatever. I just think it was a very stressful situation for two people who weren't ready at the time. And I think we just didn't handle it the best. And you guys are seeing it unfold publicly. And I think it's stupid that it's happening this way. But this narrative that I didn't want to have the kid or some baby drama, it's not real. For most of our relationship, it was me trying to tell her not to do it. Okay? So that's what it is. And the reason why I just didn't want to do this vid or talk about this is because like it's personal and it's pretty traumatic. To be honest with you, I'm still grieving that whole experience and I haven't been good afterwards. It's a tough thing to deal with, thinking you're going to live life one way. And it's like very difficult. And I'm probably going to mourn that for a long time. Okay. And I don't want to talk about that with you guys, but here we are. And I'm okay with people making rumors about me. I've heard all kinds of rumors, all the craziest things you can imagine. But seeing my ex do something like this is like, to me, it's a bit loserish, to be honest with you. And it is disappointing, but I think I understand. No, I don't get why, but it doesn't matter. Let's keep going with this. Okay. So what happens during this period? So there's about a 2.5 month period after she told me where she's flip-flopping all the time, scheduling abortions, canceling, and like I'm going through hell. Okay. And if you guys go back and watch some of them lives during that period, you can see it. I even talk about it and I'm down these bottles like nothing. All right. Because that whole 3-month period, 4-month period, whatever the fuck it was, I don't remember. Time was not real to me. I would wake up and it felt like I was fucking floating and I was, at the mercy of some bullshit. But I just try to be quiet, be supportive, and just try to do what I can because I just wanted her health to be okay. because she was not handling the pregnancy well. She was having mood swings and wilding. The way she was talking to me during that period was crazy. And at first I wasn't understanding of that, but I did my own research on what hormones and pregnancies do to a woman, and your boy learned some things. So my own red lines weren't very difficult, okay? The two things I asked her is like, I don't want any kind of baby mama business. What does that mean? I ain't just trying to get pregnant and see how things go, okay? So when it comes to having children, ideally we do with intentionality. Now, some of you might say, but well, probably shouldn't fuck her raw. I'm gonna hold the L. Like I said, Doc told me everything's cool, but it's still my fault. So Abba can hold some L's. You know what? Let me go through all the L's that I wrote down, because I did write.
Nah, because you talked all that shit about Fresh. He knows he talked all that shit about Fresh when he out here hitting these Asians raw too. So let's just call it what it is. Black men love to hit them white women, Asian women, Latin women raw. Subconsciously, they love that shit. And what they don't tell y'all is that when we have sex outside of our race, they love for us to finish in them. Like I'm not saying any woman can want that, but what I'm saying is it's a fetish in the interracial space to, finishing me, dumping me. Like they love that. I never knew what that was, but me now being hip, I'm like, oh, okay, that's spiritual. That's something spiritual, but these niggas don't realize that. But yeah. But can we go back to the doctor said low sperm? He didn't say no sperm. This is definitely, you know what? This is the definition of people just hear what they want to hear.
Write these down before I even knew any of this happened, okay? Abba's many L's. Shit. Okay, here we go. I wrote a bunch down because I take some L's, and you know what I mean? Your boy's not against admitting to his faults. Abba chose her. That's a big time L. All right, that's on me. Whatever she's doing right now, at the end of the day, I chose her, so that's on me. Abba ignored some red flags. That's a big time L, okay? And I will tell you guys why. Before she got pregnant, I think. I tried to break up with her one time, and she roped me back in, but at the end of the day, I allowed myself to get roped back in. So before any of this crazy shit happened, Abba's going to hold the L because he ignored some big-ass red flags that he saw, but he decided to ignore because he said, we're going to work through it. And I think this is one of those times where I'm like, working through it is not bad. Just don't do it for the wrong person. And Abba needs an L for that. Abba didn't leave when he felt it was time. That's another L, 3 times total, okay? Another L, Abba got her pregnant. I'm also messaging that one to my doc. My doc lied to me, okay? And wow. The 6th one, and this is the one that I think I'm probably most accountable for, Abba engaged in fights that she started when he should have walked away. Now, I'm talking third person because I wrote that in my notes, but that's what I did, okay? There were some arguments that we had that she would, I'm be honest with y'all, look through the thread. I could post these if she fucking want to go there. But she would initiate these things, and she'd have a habit of like pushing this button. And I was like, yo, you tripping. And then she would push it, and then I would retaliate, and then she would go, I would never. How could you say that? And I can't tell y'all how much that shit is triggering, but to be involved with somebody you can't walk away from, and they push your fucking buttons, and then you say something, and they act like they never did nothing. I remember I even sent her a message one time, and I started like cataloging at some point what the tactics felt like every time we would have a disagreement. And I'm gonna show it to you guys because this is like from our own threads. I actually sent it to her to be like, I know this is gonna happen. And you know what's crazy? After I would send it to her, I'm like, all right, here's a fight's about to start. I would send her this message being like, this is what I think is gonna happen. One of these 4, let's see which one happens. I swear she would start hitting 1, 2, 3 like it was bingo. Okay, so this is what it was. So here it was. It would go, complain about how you feel without understanding how the other feels.
Okay, Libertine Mahal. Okay, damn, he just doxed her. Okay. Complain about how you feel without understanding how the other feels. Downplay your part in all of it. Frame yourself as the wrong party in every discussion. Pretend to be accountable, but end every hand with, yeah, I was wrong, but you were more wrong.
Okay. Downplay your part in all of it. Number 3, frame yourself as the wronged party in every discussion. And number 4, pretend to be accountable, but end everything with, yeah, I was wrong, but you were more wrong. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say she was more wrong or I was less wrong, okay? That is always going to be subjective or whatever. But at the end of the day, if two people have an argument and both do something wrong, saying you were more wrong for this and you were more, it seems pointless. Like trying to tally up these things, it just feels like everything you say afterwards is bullshit because you're always positioning yourself as the person who's aggrieved and the other one's the aggressor and they need to like really be, apologizing. Every argument we would have would be one of these 4. And it just got so exhausting. And at one point, I just stopped. I literally would not talk because every disagreement that we would have would end up in one of these 4. And I was like, nigga, I'm tired. Now you guys are hearing all this and you're like, but why would you ever stay? Because like I said, you guys are hearing now the negative side, but there's actually a good side to her. She can be very kind. She can be very caring. She could be very thoughtful. In fact, this backpack is a gift she got me, which I'm a big fan of. She got me the AirPods I'm using right now. She would be very, listen, I'm not gonna get to all things, but I'm not here to position her as like some gold digging. Like she never asked me for money, even though I spent way more in terms of traveling and stuff like that. But there was a lot of good times. I honestly think that if there was no pregnancy, I don't know how things would have gone, okay? But unfortunately, it did happen. And like a pregnancy just accelerates everything. It changes the whole dynamic. It just does. So, to me, more than anything, all this is just sad. It's unnecessary to me. But let's keep going. All right, I see so many questions, and I'm gonna see. Y'all just give me some time, okay? Shout out to all the new members. I see Sasha Kerr. We got Dizzy. We got Rob Pops.
It's something about
we got Rafiz. We got Apayeb.
I'm gonna stop there right there. It's also something about his tone that just doesn't feel genuine. I think they both full of shit, to be honest. I think they both full of shit. I think they're both full of shit. I think they both manipulative. I think they mirrored each other. And another thing too, he needs to get rid of that. Let me tell you something. When you break up with somebody, do not keep the gifts they gave you. These 2 nerds, him and her, are exhausting. Sidebar, nothing wrong with nerds. I'm one too, but they're treating this like it's the end of the world. She broke out the present. Listen, baby, they giving us a whole fucking presentation, cited their sources. Baby, they stayed up all night doing that PowerPoint. But this sounds very much like he low-key met the female version of himself.
But always with the receipts. To be honest, I'm not even going to show you guys most of the receipts because like it would need to give you guys entire threads. And at the end of the day, it's regular relationship. Nothing that happened between us is like beyond the pale or so insane. It just, we would have these arguments. Honestly, our arguments in the grand scheme of things are pretty tame compared to most people. So yeah. Yeah, so let's see here. We got Jesse, shout out to you for being a member. We got Zondi, appreciate you. Oh yeah, I know you. Sweet dreamer of art. Someone said, Truth Seeker, donate $10. Yo, Ab, I don't care about any of this. I just want to know, are you still friends with Destiny or if you guys ever be friends in the future? I'll be super honest. I'm not friends with Destiny. I don't got to beef with Destiny. I just, at the end of the day, I just don't care for a lot of the things that like he was generally involved in, and we just had this conversation. We had the conversation on stream and off stream, which is like he likes his life a certain type of way, and if people don't like it, to get out. So I got out. That was his words. And at the end of the day, I don't think it's reasonable for me to stay in somebody's life and to expect anything or ask anything. So I don't. So shout out to Destiny. I'm glad that he's doing what he does. And in terms of politics, we still pretty much align on many things. Probably not Israel, Palestine, but a lot of other stuff. And that's the honest truth of it. As far as the whole court case thing and whatever, I haven't followed any of it. Don't really give a shit. Don't care about Pixie. Don't care about any of the people involved that he introduced me to. That's it. Hopefully that answered that question. Nikisha says she wasn't ready. That's okay. You also had the right to mourn the baby and what could have been. That stuff is going to get more complicated. So I'll get to that more after. Okay. But like I said, this is all like normal breakup stuff. This whole idea of painting one person one way and the other way. Like, I'm not, bitch, you better get an abortion. It's not what happened. Okay. But anyways, let's keep going with the story because I'm going to do my best to also try and advocate for her position because she viewed some situations differently than me. That's normal in any relationship. But yeah. All right, let's go on. So fast forward. We are trying to work things out. She's canceled abortion. She's changing her mind every night. And I'm trying to smooth things out, make things comfortable. During this time, it's difficult. But all I asked her is like, I will work through anything with you. You can get mad. You can be upset. We will figure it out. The only thing I ask, and this is the one thing I asked her, don't cut me out. Don't say I'm your partner and then decide I'm not involved at all. That's the only thing I ask. You have the final say in regards to that's fine, but just consult with me. Just ask me. That's it. I don't need you to convince me or whatever, but you can't.
Maybe it's my misogyny. I don't know. I hate this partner shit. Partner. I hate that word. I hate that word with a passion. Between a man and a woman, I hate that shit. I know that's the new thing, and I know, like, I get it, whatever. But I hate that shit. What is all this partner, my partner? What the fuck? You are a man or you are a woman? Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. What is all this partner stuff? We ain't gay. My partner. What? I hate it with a passion.
Cut me out. You can't arbitrarily. And that's what she did. She did that repeatedly. And she didn't just do like normal forms. Like one time, so right after we went down for the abortion thing and she changed her mind, obviously this was a seismic shock to me. I'm not expecting her to cancel the abortion appointment. So for the next 3 days, I'm processing because I'm like, I don't know where this is going. I'm not human anymore because I'm just flipping back and forth. And our communication dies down a little bit. And from her perspective, what she felt was I was done with her because I wasn't messaging her as often. And from my perspective, what I was experiencing was like, I don't know where the fuck this is going. And I'm floating, okay? That's the best way I can describe it because life is not real. Now, her being upset because communication's a bit down, perfectly valid. She texts me and she says, shit, I think I might have these messages. Let me see if I got these. And if I don't, I'm going to screenshot the fuck out of them. Because she sent this shit via text. And I'm like, this is not real life. You know what? It'll take me too long to find them. But if she says this is not true, I'll go find the text message. She texts me and she goes, you're out of the pregnancy. I'm going to handle this by yourself since you haven't messaged me back. You're out. So first off, I'm like, since when do you want to keep this thing? 1, 2, what do you mean you cutting me out? Like, so I text her very calmly. I'm like, yo, call me. She don't do that. She starts going off and then I calm her down. We get on a call. We start smoothing things over. But now my anxiety is a bit up because I'm like, this woman is going willy-nilly say I'm not in it anymore, which is a crazy thing to experience. Fast forward some time and for me, this is like a point where I'm starting to think like, maybe I don't want to be involved with her in any shape, way, or form. Because not only can she constantly change her mind on me, but she can tell me I'm not part of things whenever she wants it. She thinks that's acceptable. She didn't just also tell me that. She also canceled all of her plans. Canceled her Christmas plans, her New Year's plans. And so I was like, yo, Your boy can. From there, she gets very upset with me considering ending things between the two of us. And this is something that she would do throughout when I would think about ending things, okay? And I don't like showing this because to me, this is something that should stay private. She had told me that she was thinking of harming herself.
Oh, Lord.
Now, this is not the first time. This is now the second or third time she's done this. All right. Okay. So you guys can see these messages. I can't explain to people what it's like to be in this scenario where you think your partner is going to kill themselves and they're pregnant, which is like, but I'm literally frantically texting her, triple texting, quadruple texting, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm trying to stop someone from killing themselves. So I'm not going to apologize. Okay. You can read the thread. You see me saying you cut me out of the.
After telling me you would delete yourself, something, oh, fucking believable. You're doing it again. You cut me out of the pregnancy. You cut me out of the abortion. Then she said, I'm going to delete the baby, LOL. I'm going to delete the baby, LOL. Damn. Not LOL. I'm sorry. That is so not fun. That's not much. Because why would she say that? LOL. Nah, she ain't pregnant no more. She ain't pregnant no more.
The pregnancy, you're cutting me out of the abortion, you cut me out of the relationship. Like, I'm explaining to her my frustration, be like, and she says, I'm going to kill the baby. Okay? I called the cops. I'm not even going to apologize. And maybe, I don't know if this is crazy. I've never spoken about this portion with anybody, but I called the cops. Not because I wanted her in jail, because I didn't want her to kill herself while no one's around. Mind you, this person lives, where does she live? She lives a 5-hour flight away from me. So I'm on the East Coast, she's on the West Coast. There's no way I can just go to her door myself. So mind you, I'm trying to be supportive from a distance. So here it is. She says she's not home, she's doing all this other shit, and I'm stressing the fuck out. I did call the cops. I needed her to see that I'm being fucking serious. Cops are on the way. I'm giving them the license plate and everything. Like, you know, I'm contacting people in her life I've never spoken to. I know about them because she tells me about them. I'm contacting everyone because I need to make sure she's not going to be successfully killing herself. Okay? She took her sleeping pills. She claimed she was sleeping in her car, whatever it was. Okay, so this is something else you're going to learn about me today, which I never thought I'd tell you. But me personally, if I love somebody, like I will.
She homeless too?
Fucking blow through a wall for them, okay? And I don't, if I see my person suffering, I don't know. I see red. It's kind of how I am. So yeah, I tried. Genuinely, through multiple suicide attempts, I tried to do whatever I can to convince her to not do it. And yeah, she would use that shit. I personally, now looking back, I feel like a bit of it was manipulative because it would often happen when I would try to end things. You know, one time, the first time she used her sister, who has an addiction problem. I ended things before the pregnancy, I think. And she hit me up talking about her sister relapse. And, me like a fucking dummy. You know, I immediately went to being concerned and caring for her rather than asserting my own boundaries and staying away from her. But I don't know. This is a fault I have, and this is another L for me. So I'll take that. Okay? If I love somebody, I'm trying, and I won't feel bad for that, because if it's for the right person, I don't think that's a bad thing. But obviously, it was not for the right person, so here we are. Okay? And I'll say this too, guys. I'm not sitting here showing you guys like, oh, Ab is such a great person, whatever. No, like during our arguments, I would say things I wasn't the most proud of, and I'll own the fact that I was a big piece of shit during those times, okay? But those were also arguments I never initiated, never really feel like I was deserving, and that she would push. So it's just like, when you're fucking held to the end of a gun and someone pushes you, you're going to say some shit. Does it make it okay? No. And I'm going to have to hold that L, but I can also say, I ain't never been through this before. Never had someone who pushed me to this point. My girl here, you know what I mean? My girl here, she pushed me to that point, all right?
Yeah, she lives in the U.S. He lives in Canada.
Today. I will say, Koreans, if you're a Korean and you're watching, this has got to be the pride of your fucking country. This is the most delicious alcoholic beverage.
Look at this. Look at this nigga. That's the problem right there, too. Oh, she in the Philippines. Okay, my bad. She in the Philippines. Why did he say West Coast, man? He should have just said Philippines. I don't know. Something about this gives like I feel like he's been drinking a lot behind the scenes, probably more than usual.
And the reason why I can do this, guys, to you, unfiltered, raw, the way she got it, is I told you guys like this at the beginning. I gave everything. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed at all. I gave everything, bro. And I don't know, afterwards I was kind of broken up about it. And honestly, I probably did some stupid things after the fact that I shouldn't have done while I was in that period. And I still need to recover. It's going to take me some time to get those pieces back. I'm going to make some more tracks. But I really did give everything. And I'll never be ashamed of that. So that's where I'm at with that right now. I'll keep going with this story. But right now, you know what I need? I need to hear some good stuff. Over the time that we've known each other, you've brought up a lot of problems that you have with me. Be it that's the best situation for me, and that we are together. That's what Now, if you guys are wondering why it's written like this, it's because this is a voice memo that I recorded that I turned into a note to share with her some of my feelings that I've been feeling, okay? So I'm going to read it out to you guys. It says, and for me, one thing that's important is that any child I do bring into this world, that I'm actively part of their life. That means that I'm seeing them on a regular basis and that I'm very close to their mother, ideally married. That's the best situation for me, and that we are together. That's what I truly, truly want. My biggest fear is that I have the opposite of that, that if I end up, what I want to say there is that if I end up in a situation we're distant, I can't spend time with my kid, and there's a separation of sorts, that prospect terrifies me, okay? And the reason I bring that is that the deepest parts of myself, there are some parts of you that are worried or are a bit nervous that you are still very much on the fence, that you aren't very certain, which at this stage isn't even an abnormal thing. And the reason why I'm saying that is like, we aren't deep enough into our dating journey for her to be certain about me, okay? So I can understand, and especially being pregnant, hormonal, I'm seeing it from her perspective. I can understand why she might be on the fence about the relationship still, okay? Which at this stage isn't even abnormal. But the potential outcome of us bringing this child and then you realizing this only afterwards terrifies the shit out of me. I want to bring it up to you because I'm not just mentioning this out of the blue. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. I do feel over the time that we've known each other, you've brought up a lot of problems that you have with me, be it the way I run my personal stuff, the way I talk, my judgment, you stuff relating to my past quite a lot. And yes, you've moved past it. So for more big context, she's like mentioned, okay, again, I'm not trying to vilify her. She would bring up a lot of problems. Some of them I felt were very ridiculous personally. And some of the stuff she should have known before she got with me. And someone saying like, I have a problem with your past is a weird thing to say, considering like I am who I am publicly. So why would you come out all of a sudden and say that to me? Or like my sense of humor or things like that. Like, it's just like, lady, you're going to do this now, but she had issues. You're entitled to those. My main issue is you are here now. And here at the 11th hour, you want to bring up stuff that you should have known beforehand. So then why are you doing that? But it's her right. I'm saying essentially, if you have these problems and we have this kid and it's irreconcilable, that's an issue for me. Okay. But I just want you to understand that the mounting of things that I felt like I've been cutting up that have become sources of issues for us makes me wonder if you're simultaneously both loving me and at the same time not sure if I'm the man for you. And as far as I'm being asked to change some aspects of myself and some very core to me, I worry that some of these are irreconcilable differences. And yeah, my concern is bringing a kid into that situation. It's a bit scary. So I wanted to kind of just share that with you, what I'm thinking. And yeah, I can handle you not wanting me. I can't handle having a child with you and then finding that out. There you go. Okay, you guys can see it there on the screen. And I think that's a fair statement. My thing wasn't the fear of being co-parents. Guys, relationships get together, they break up sometimes. That's okay. That happens. The only thing I told her, the one thing that I didn't want when we would have conversations is I don't want to go into a baby mama situation. I don't want to have a kid with somebody and we're already broken up. That's like, no, that's the one thing I don't want. Okay. I'm fine if we try and we go to therapy and we go to counseling and we do everything. We love each other. So let's try. And then if we break up afterwards, I can live with that. We did what we could. My issue with her is that I started to feel like she didn't want to try. Okay. So she knows this. That's the only thing I asked this entire time. She's never told me that she wanted a kid. All she's told me is that she's unsure or she doesn't want it. She's scheduling an abortion. So this whole time I've been fighting for the relationship, fighting to keep the kid. Okay. And you guys, I have much more examples of this, but I'm not trying to go through everything because your boy's trying to go dancing tonight. Okay. Fast forward. Things are going better, okay? I think that I'm enjoying a good relationship that we've figured things out, we've worked through it. And when you work through things, you feel closer to the person. Like, damn, me and this motherfucker have been fighting through shit, you know what I mean? I'm out dancing one Thursday, the same way I'm gonna be dancing tonight. I get a call from her, can we talk? Immediately at the middle of the dance, I'm like, She's like, you can get home and we'll talk then. But whatever inside of me felt off, okay? I said, no, I'm gonna leave, which I never do. But this is the future mother of my children, the person I'm supposed to maybe marry, I don't know. So I go home, I get on the call. I want to say that I maybe said 5 words and she did most of the talking. And you know what I'm gonna say, guys? There's nothing worse than when someone breaks up with you, okay? And they want to say a bunch of compliments.
He's drunk. I just realized this. This man is drunk. This man is drunk. We still on it. Listen, we still reacting to it. I wanted to get his side of the story too. This man is drunk. This man is a drunk. Allegedly. I feel like he was drunk when he knocked her up. He been spiraling behind the scenes. That's what I'm telling you. I feel like she doing some motherfucking work on him. And it's driving his ass to drink. This man is a whole alcoholic. He's a goddamn drunk. You know what he giving? Oh my God, what's that show? Sanford and Son. I've seen every episode of Sanford and Son. What was the drunk? Nah, not Grady. Grady wasn't a drunk. It was another town drunk. Damn. Just the way he dressed, the afro. Okay. Nah, Grady did used to drink with Fred, but they drink Ripple, but it wasn't that. That's not juice. No, that's Korean. I want to say Korean wine. I would hope that's not straight liquor he drinking like that, but it might be. Uncle Woody, Woodrow, Ned the Wino. That's what this is giving Uncle Woody. Like I was listening to him speak. Like, wait a minute, this nigga's drunk. Oh, it's Korean liquor. It's soju. Okay. No, seriously. What is soju? Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a minute. This what he drinking straight out the bottle. A clear and colorless distilled alcoholic beverage from Korea. Is made from rice, but it's similar to vodka. It is usually consumed. Okay, so they normally consume it straight. Okay, Ned the Wino was good times. You're right. You sure it's like a wine cooler? Oh, it's like a wine cooler. Oh, okay. But if you listen to his speech, he sound lit. Like lit.
It is the most fucking exhausting thing. It's like, bitches, get this shit over with. I said it in the voice message, right? The voice note that you guys saw before. I can handle you not wanting me. I can't handle you not wanting me after the child is here. Yeah. So I said, I can handle you not wanting me. I can't handle having a child with you and then finding that out. Cool. Up until now, she never wanted a kid. She tried to have multiple abortions. Okay? Tell me how this lady gets on a call with me and says, I'm ending the relationship and I'm keeping the baby. Oh, shit. Any more names?
Dom DeMarco.
Bukai! Yo, when I say I was floored, I didn't say a word. I was so blown away. I was like, is this real life? And now, and I literally never saw it coming. She never spoke to me, never gave me a heads up. And I'll prove it to you guys.
Shout out to Kathy that just got a ticket for Monetize Your Mouth. Monetize Your Mouth.
Okay? Don't worry, there's proof. Guys, the call, the way it ended, I'll tell you what she said. And she was giving me a speech. Oh, you are so amazing. You're the best. Blah, 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 blah. And okay? Peep this. Peep this. She gets to the end and she says that. And my first reaction, I'm still in shock because this is the one outcome I asked her not for. And she blindsided me with it. And I said, okay, just keep me updated. Bye. And you guys might think that reaction is crazy, but having her cut me out already a couple times, for her to do that this way and for the kid thing to be dropped that way was insanity. I can't tell you this.
I got a question too. I'm getting a little bored with this, but I got a question too, because both of y'all listen. I'm gonna just help Abba and Libby out, okay? Both of y'all was stupid. Both of y'all was irresponsible. Both of y'all was idiots. Both of y'all is a little slow. Both of y'all is corny. Both of y'all is boring. Both of y'all is two, missionary mattress queens. Both of y'all, neither one of y'all was ready for a child. Y'all are highly irresponsible, highly immature. Abba drunk. He drunk and she crazy. He 36. Oh, he gonna get a script Saturday. He gonna get a script Saturday for sure. He 36. I don't know how old she is, but he's 36. It's like, damn, at what point do people grow up? Yeah, he's 36. And he just turned 36 April 30th. Side note, I got a question. If you get somebody pregnant in another country, do they have child support for that? How does that work? Like, let's just say I had a baby somewhere in Africa, right? I know that's a continent. Let's say I had a baby in Ghana. Do they have child support? I'm talking about in modern times. I know back in the day, people dropped off kids in other countries all the time and kept pushing. But I'm talking about now, do they have some kind of like recourse to where they're like, no, you're going to take care of this child? Preacher Taurus? No, Abba is. Preacher's birthday is February. He old enough to know better. I heard it's a game of catch me if you can't. Oh. Nope, they force you to marry her. But when I was over there, here, a man could have multiple wives anyway. But they would force us to get. I'm talking about like, let's say I got somebody pregnant. I didn't know. I left. I came back. So, do they have any recourse for that? Ghana is not ran by black men, so no. Oh my God. It depends on the country. Oh. Okay. I don't think so. Okay. I was just curious.
This is by far the worst betrayal anyone's ever done to me. And I'll probably process that for a while, to be honest with you. But I was fucked up, not gonna lie. That night, I think I might have played video games for like 2 hours and passed out and just tried to live. The next day I texted her, I'm like, you know what? If you could lie to me this whole time and keep me in the dark about this and then fuck me up with the betrayal that big, I don't want to co-parent you. I said, listen, if you're going to have it, I prefer if you didn't, because you've been wanting to have this abortion this whole time. I said to her, I prefer if you did it, but if you're going to do it, whatever. Oh, is that preach? Oh, you going to jump in? They thought you hated me.
No, I wasn't.
Were you listening the whole time?
Yeah.
How is it?
Good job.
Okay.
Good job. It's just that I was in the show an hour and a half away from here.
Yeah. She said when Preach finds out, he gonna leave y'all. I was like, you stupid as fuck, bitch.
Shit, you stupid as fuck.
All right.
I'm sorry. Let me shut that off.
All right. So I've seen enough. I'm good. I mean, he gonna have his bros back, of course. But listen, I mean, we've heard her side, we've heard his side, and she said part one, so it's not finished. She's gonna do more interviews, and I'm here for the mess. You think he drunk? Yeah, he tipsy. He feeling that liquor. He been drinking. That way, he didn't just start drinking on screen. I do this for a living. I'm telling you, he didn't just start drinking on screen. Baby, that liquor hitting him. This is total clownery, and whoever said I agree, I don't think the heifer was ever pregnant. She claims she got proof of pregnancy, but she may not have been pregnant. Abba should connect with that. Oh my God. No, they already dragged Walter. That's the thing. So Abba and Preach, they're enemies of Fresh and Fit. So for him to do the same thing is wild. The real him started coming out. Yep. It's gonna get more interesting. Yes, it is. Are you keeping the video up? Yeah. They react to people. They allow people to react to them. Yeah. They understand what YouTube is really about. Anyway, make sure y'all got y'all ticket up. Monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth. All right. In addition to that, make sure also that if you want to make money playing games, baby, hit the QR code right here on the screen. And you can go to freecash.com, freecash.com, freecash.com. All right. And you can make money playing games. You're on your phone all day anyway. Don't you be letting your grandbaby play with your phone? But go ahead and get on freecash.com and make a little change, okay? I had fun doing this morning show. Now, I ain't gonna lie, when I started, we've been on here, 2.5 hours now. When we started, I was sleepy. I ain't gonna hold you. When we started, I was sleepy as hell. I set my alarm. I got up like 5 a.m. my time, and then kind of fell back to sleep. I gotta get used to this too, but it's good though, because I need, I'm up and running now. So, and it's 8:39 my time. So please make an update to this video. Oh, I will. I will for sure. Okay, we're back live for 5.5 hours. This was fun for real. Yeah. I agree. This was definitely fun. Yes. There go the link for freecash.com. Freecash.com. All right. Yep. Monetize your mouth. All right. Now, monetizing your mouth. Make it scream and shout. Okay. It's a 5-night workshop where I will be teaching you live on Zoom how to get a channel up and running, how to get your channel back on track, and most importantly, what you need to do to get to the bag when it comes to YouTube specifically, but social media in general. Okay, we are all monetizing our mouth all of May. We monetizing our mouth all of 2026. We monetizing our mouth forever. If you ain't monetizing your mouth, I don't know what you're using your mouth for. You're talking all the time anyway. You're gossiping all the time anyway. You might as well make some money and monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth. All right. Does he drink beer like that on YouTube all the time? No, he doesn't. Will you change the name of the live stream? Yeah. I'll put his name in a title, and then I gotta update the thumbnail. I just, when I got up this morning, I wanted to make sure I made it to the morning show. Okay. Let's see. That's why I never erase a text. That part. Oh my God. I tried to write a little jingle to monetize your mouth the other day. I tried to write a little jingle. Oh, it's just like, oh my God. Like, writing a song is harder than they make it look. Been on here since 7 a.m. Okay. Blessings for everyone. Stormy, you post a full Cookie song. Oh, yeah. I got to put that on Apple Music so y'all can download it and buy it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, people. We out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. All right. And I will catch you guys later. I will catch y'all later. All right. Monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.